Now, the one thing that we have put in place that really helped us was intentionality.
Right.
It was being very, very intentional with our savings.
Hi guys, welcome back to another finance discussion. My name is Lindy and this is Tando, and together we are Skilled Finances. This is definitely the place to be if you want to learn some skills to just level up your financial knowledge with a focus on couples finances and family finances. If you're joining us for the first time, welcome. We are super excited to have you here with us. Make sure you subscribe. Click that subscribe button, subscribe that way you don't miss out on any new content that we put out. And if you're not already following us on our socials, make sure you follow us. Our tag is @SkilledFinances.
Today, we want to keep it real. Now, we know that saving is a must, and we preach that all the time ourselves. However, we remember a time when we struggled with savings ourselves, and we have quite a few people saying to us, we really want to save, build up an emergency fund or sinking funds, whatever the case is, but we're just finding it hard to save. Now, whether you are saving money and then dipping in and out of your savings every month, so you're not really saving in the long term, or you're struggling to save completely, well, today we want to help you.
Right.
We want to help you to overcome that hurdle of struggling to save and get into a position where you are saving consistently every single time. Now, the one thing that we have put in place that really helped us was intentionality.
Right.
It was being very, very intentional with our savings. Saving is not something that happens after the fact. After you've done everything you want to do, then it's okay, maybe I'll save the little bit I have left. We've realized that actually saving is something that you have to be very intentional about for it to be put in place and for you to really do it. So today we're sharing with you 5 things that have helped us to be very intentional with our savings, to put it in place so that we save consistently every single time and without fail.
So continuing on from intentionality, the first thing is knowing your why. I truly believe that the minute we defined our why, it was a game changer for us, because when you're saving without a reason and you're just saving for the purpose of saving, it's very easy to get to a point where you feel like, oh, I need to buy this thing, or I feel like buying this thing, right? And I've got savings that are sitting there that don't really have a purpose, so it's fine for me to dip into them and it's fine for me to do whatever with them. But when you know your why, so if your why is saving up for your house, if your why is saving up an emergency fund, if your why is saving up for Christmas, you will then do it intentionally. You've got a purpose, you've got a driving force behind doing it. The reason why it's so important to know your why is because it becomes very personal to you. You won't be saving because someone else told you to do it, or because you came across a YouTube video where Skilled Finances was saying, well, it's important to save, but you'll be doing it because it's very personal to you. You won't be doing it because, well, I feel like it this month and I don't feel like it that month. But when you have a reason why you should be doing something, it drives you to keep doing it.
Yeah, so what we believe is that everyone should have 3 savings pots.
Right.
So we have your emergency fund, your sinking fund, and savings that you put aside for your goals. This could be buying a house or going on holiday or whatever other goals you may have. And so with each of these pots, you would definitely need to attach a why behind them. So from our perspective, the reason why we have an emergency fund is so that we have money to cover us should anything happen to our income. It's so that we have money to cover us should something happen to our car or our boiler, it breaks down, it needs repairs. We don't want to be in a position where we are now borrowing money from family or friends or using our debts and credit cards, anything like that, to cover those expenses. Then that's why we then say to ourselves, okay, let's have an emergency fund. Another reason is, we save up for Christmas in advance. The reason why we do that is because I don't want to be sitting at a Christmas dinner table with family and friends, but worrying about money because I know that I've spent so much money on my credit cards to fund the Christmas. But I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it peacefully. And to do that, I'm going to save money in advance so that when Christmas comes, I will have no money worries, or at least try and avoid money worries. And then with money goals is exactly the same thing. It's just, something that was really personal to you. So if you really want to be a homeowner, then that should be your drive to saving up for your house goals. And essentially, this is what we're talking about. Really having a strong desire, a strong reason behind your savings is then what will really propel you to keep saving every single month without a fail, no matter what you feel like or no matter what's going on.
So the second thing that will help you if you're struggling to save is to be realistic. Now, if we're being honest with you guys, when we started saving, we were very ambitious, right? So we were like, oh, we'll save half our pay. That's what we want to do because we want to save a certain amount of money within a short period of time. And I'll never knock ambition. It's good to be ambitious. It's good to think ahead and want to do more. But our ability, on the other hand, was a whole different situation. So just because you want to save so much in a short period of time, you have to then consider, can I actually save that much in a short period of time? Because at the end of the day, your pay will do the talking. So as much as you may want to save X amount of money in such a short period of time, if you can't actually do that, if your pay is actually not allowing you to do that, you need to go back and then think, okay, let me just be a bit realistic here. What can I actually afford to save?
Yeah, and this really is about running your race at your own pace.
Yeah.
So you've heard it said before, live within your means. And essentially what that means is if you get paid a certain salary, then make sure that your lifestyle does not exceed that salary. Essentially what we're saying now is save within your means as well. So don't try and catch up with other people. If you see like somebody else is saving, say, £2,000 a month, and that's way beyond what you can afford to save, then don't try and catch up to them. You save what you can afford to save and let them save what they can afford to save. At the end of the day, we're all running our race at our own pace. And all we are saying is this: save at your own pace in your own way. If it's going to take you a bit longer than you would like it to, that's okay. Sure, there's other ways that you can look at, but ultimately you'd rather be realistic than save more than you really can afford, because then what you'll end up doing is you go back to that savings account and you'll start withdrawing money out of it. And generally speaking, what then happens is you will over withdraw. So you keep withdrawing out of it until you deplete all your savings altogether. So what we're saying is actually aim to save a realistic amount of money that you can put aside without needing it in this month. Therefore, you will put it aside, not touch it, and not think about it. And then when the next month comes over, you repeat the same process. And before you know it, after 6 months, after 1 year, you will have a huge amount of money saved in that pot because you're not touching it and you're being very realistic with what you can afford to save.
The third thing that will enable you to save is to be strategic. Have a plan that actually works for you. It's one thing to follow plans that other people have, but if it's genuinely not working for you, why not put one in place that actually does work for you? Now, for myself, I know that I don't like to have my savings account linked to my main account because it's very easy to find yourself in a bind at times and then think, oh, well, since they're linked and I can easily just transfer the money, let me just do it. But if you actually have it separate and then you actually don't have a bank card for it, which is what we've chosen to do with our main savings account, we find that it's a lot easier to not touch the money. We're not seeing it every day. We're not tempted to then just dip into it because it's something that's got its own account. We don't look at it. We don't have a card for it. And that works for us. So that's the strategy that we've sort of put in place for our savings. You might find that for you, you want something different. Even simple things like automation are part of the strategy and things that you can include, because a lot of people will find it easy to just get paid and let a standing order take the money out every single month. Whereas for some people, they'll think, okay, I'm okay with transferring it monthly. But the key here is to be strategic.
And don't be afraid to try something new, right? So for us, we had to try the system until we found something that works. You may try something today and it may not be the right fit for you, or you may not work, and that's okay. Just do something. Don't put it off. Don't think to yourself, well, I don't know, I'm not going to try anything. Just try it. Try it for a month, for 2 months, or 3 months, and then see if you need to make any tweaks, any changes to your strategy in terms of how you are going to actually be saving money realistically every single month. Another thing you might consider is that actually these days there are quite a few apps that you can download and link to your bank account, and that will automatically save on your behalf based on your spending habits and other bits like that. And that's another strategy that you might use if you feel like actually you just don't even know where to begin. You don't even know how to calculate how much you need to save up money. That's another thing you could put in place. Ultimately, the point that we're trying to say is that there are so many different strategies and ways that you can save up money, whether you do it through cash envelopes, whether you do it through transfers, whether you do it through automated payments, whether you set up an application to do it on your behalf by linking it to your bank account, or you do it through any other ways and means. All of these ways work, but they all work for different people in different ways. So do trial and error, figure out which way does work for you, and then go hard on it.
Money, money, money. Something that a lot of us are not taught in school, but there's still an expectation for us to know what do with it. And there's a lot to learn when it comes to money. You have to know how to manage it, how to save, where to invest, and loads more other things.
And this is exactly why we've put together the free 10-day money course for you to learn the foundations of how to be skilled with your finances. Over 10 days, we'll be sending you emails directly to your inbox for free, jam-packed with information from budgeting, debts, saving, insurance, investing, and so much more. Click the link in the description to sign up today, or go to skilledfinances.com/free money course.
All right, let's get back to today's discussion. Now, the fourth thing that will help you to save is to actually get accountability. Now, I remember when we were saving up for our house, it was so important for us to have people around us that kept us accountable, because there'll be times when you're thinking, actually, I could just go out with this money. I could just go on holiday. Saving up for a house is stressful, right? So in that moment, you would just be thinking, I just need a bit of peace, and I can use some of that money to get a bit of my peace. But it was so important for us to have friends that kept us accountable, family members that actually kept us accountable as well. And we have each other. So one of the things we were doing was, if I felt like doing something and it was going against our savings plan, he would keep me accountable, and vice versa. And for some of you that may think, well, I'm going through this journey solo, you have friends, you have family members. Talk to those people, let them help you in your journey to saving up for your house, or your journey to saving up whatever you're saving up for.
Yeah, the key to make this relationship effective is to not find an accountability partner who will just agree with you with everything that you
Right.
do. You know, if you call up your accountability partner, you're saying, you know what, I'm not feeling like saving this month. And like, yeah, it's fine, go treat yourself. Then that's not really the purpose
Yeah.
of an accountability partner. That's more of a friend or buddy, really. But an accountability partner is kind of that person who pushes you to remind you that, listen, when we had this discussion, you told me to keep you
Yeah.
accountable to your goals. And your goal is to achieve this. Now, what you were telling me you want to do today goes against you achieving that goal. So, you know, what are you going to do about it? Now, obviously, your accountability partner can't make you save, and they can't tell you what to do in theory. But just having that person that you can have an open and transparent discussion with, but also keep it real with you and be like, no, I don't think you should be doing
Yeah.
that. That's the kind of accountability partner you should look out for. So if your family or your friends are the kind of people to just kind of agree with everything you're doing, then don't go to them. Find the right person who you know will be hard on you or will keep you accountable to your goals. But at the same time, the beauty of this relationship is that they will then celebrate with
Yeah.
you because they've seen the journey. Sometimes it's hard to find people who appreciate the hard work you've really
Exactly.
put in, but your accountability partner is a great person to go to because they have seen you grinding, they've seen you grafting, they've seen you put in the work to achieve your goal of saving up that money, and they will be overjoyed to see you achieve it. So it's definitely a beautiful thing, and it's right up there with the best thing you should do for reaching your money goals.
So the fifth thing that you can do that can help you save is to promise yourself a reward. Now, I'm sure all of us love rewards. I don't think any of us would say no to being given a reward. And when you promise yourself a reward, maybe you're saying to yourself, well, I'm saving up 20K to buy a house, right? But when I hit that 5K mark, or for every 5K mark that I hit, I'm going to treat myself. I might get myself a chicken Nando's, or I might buy myself something small. Don't be breaking the bank now with your reward because you're still trying to save. But that reward will motivate you. It shows that actually I've worked hard, I'm treating myself, but I'm still going. It will motivate you to keep going and keep pushing until you hit your ultimate goal.
Yeah, this is so powerful. Don't sleep on it because there's a common misconception sometimes that, you know, I will only be happy when I've
Yeah.
reached my goal. But by doing this, you're actually enjoying the journey of saving as
Yeah.
well. And I think that's such a powerful mindset to take because, you know, yes, you can reach 20K, but trust me, the day you reach your 20K goal is you're not going to wake up with overjoyed and with a new sense of purpose that you've never found before. It would just feel like another day. It would just be that you've reached your money goal. But by having this reward system in place, it keeps you going, yes, but it also keeps you your mindset really focused on the fact that actually the journey itself is also equally important as the goal. It's not that the goal itself is the only thing that you should try and attain, but enjoy the journey whilst you're doing it. For this to truly work though, the reward needs to be something that is genuinely going to be worth it for you, something that you're willing to wait, something that you really do want, but you're willing to put it aside and say, I'll wait until I've reached a certain milestone in my journey before I reward myself for this reward. Because when you get that reward, definitely you will feel great and you will thank yourself, because you'll be like, you know what, I have reached a certain goal. It's not the big goal, but it's a certain goal within my journey that I'm so proud of myself of doing. So earlier on, the first thing that we said is that you need to know the reason why you were saving. So think of this part of the reward as the icing on the cake. It's not the same as knowing why. Knowing why is kind of like, that's the foundation. You really need to know why you're doing it. That's the driving force. Whereas the reward is almost like, that's the sweetness of the journey. That's the part that you're like, okay, I'm really enjoying this journey. I know why I'm doing it, but at the same time, I'm rewarding myself in the process of doing it. And it's really great.
Absolutely. So those are the 5 things that will help you or enable you on this journey of saving. We hope that some of them, if not all of them, have actually sparked up something in you, or you've decided that actually I can resonate with that and I'm definitely going to try it. I'll try it for my journey and see how it goes.
If you have found value in this video and learned something useful, definitely hit the like button to let us know that we are helping you on your journey to saving up for your money goals or for your emergency fund or whatever it is that you're saving up for. Now, we are very big on action. So 2 things. Number 1, make sure you sign up to the free money course so that you continuously learn about money. Number 2, comment below. Let us know what is the one thing that you have done or are going to do to help you to consistently save every single month, whether it's one of the 5 things that we've mentioned or something else that you've done or you're going to put it in place. We'd love to know that. So let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure and we'll see you soon.